Hi everybody, I'm so glad you're here for this episode of At Home with Melissa. And the reason is we are going to talk about a really interesting plant. It's called an elephant ear, and it gets its name because its leaves can be as long as your arm. I kid you not, as long as your arm. And they look like an elephant's ear. So you might be familiar with these plants. They're a tropical plant, and they can grow to be taller than a tall guy. In fact, substantially taller than a really tall guy. And what's really neat about them is, well, a lot of things. First of all, they're beautiful. They're absolutely gorgeous. And they like shade. So if you're wanting to grow them outside and you have areas that are shady and you're always going, oh my gosh, what am I going to plant here? I'd love to have something beautiful here, but it's shaded, so what on earth is going to grow? This will. Elephant ear. And it also, another troublesome spot that you might have, if you have someplace that's kind of swampy, the elephant ear is a good thing for you to grow in a swampy area as well in your yard, because they are a tropical plant and they like it to be really moist and really hot. In fact, in the United States, they can only be grown as a perennial in zones 8 southward, because anywhere else is just too cold for them. Here is too cold for them. You can grow them as an annual, but not as a perennial. Perennials, the plants that come back year after year after year. Annuals are the ones that grow for one season and then you have to do something with them. With these guys, if you're growing them out in your yard as an annual, once you're done, you will take them out of the ground, you'll dig them out, and you'll let them dry and things. Some things that you might not know about elephant ear, and this is like the main reason, one of the main reasons that I want to do a video on this, is that these stems and things in the roots, they are edible. In fact, taro, T-A-R-O, I think it's called. I always forget the word, so I wrote it down so that I could find it, but then I wrote it, yeah, taro. Sorry, guys. I always forget the word taro because I always think yarrow, as in yarrow root, which is a totally different thing. But taro is the starchy base for the Hawaiian dish poi, and it's also used in a lot of Asian cooking. And you can get it from the roots from these guys. And they'll put out shoots after about 8 months of being planted that are then ready to be harvested to eat. And you can also eat the leaves. And you eat it kind of like you would a spinach. But you have to cook these things because they contain calcium oxidate, I think, which is a toxin. And cooking them releases that. And so then it's perfectly safe to eat. But that's neat. It's neat that it's a food source. You know, you're growing this as a food source. You're growing it for the looks and everything else. Where I'm going to grow it is I'm going to grow it hydroponically, which is ideal. It likes a lot of moisture and things like that, so it's an ideal candidate for hydroponic growing. And I'm going to put it in this pot, which is very tall. You can only see part of it because the rest is below the table. It's very tall, and I'm going to grow it in here in a substrate of pure vermiculite, and then I'm going to put it in this one spot that I have in my fish room. It'll look beautiful in there. It's humid in there, so the plant will appreciate the humidity. It's going to be growing in water anyway, so it's going to be great. And I have a fish tank right next to where I'm going to be growing it that has an air pump that I can use to pump air into the base of this to keep the water from stagnating and getting stinky and nasty and rotting the roots of the plant. So, perfect spot for it. Perfect spot. And I've just broken it. This was actually like this, one piece together. And it looked to me like it should have been, like it could have and should have been two. And I can see little nodules here where I think stems are going to start to grow out. So I don't think I'm going to have killed it by doing this. Hopefully not, because Alice, thank you so much for this. I really appreciate it, and I really want it to grow. I'm really excited about it. So hopefully I haven't just killed it. If I have, I'm going to be as disappointed as you are. So anyway, you can eat it. You can grow it in swampy areas in your yard. If you live in above zone 8 in the United States, you want to dig it up in the fall and store it somewhere cool and dark and dry until the next year to plant it back outside again. But I'm going to grow it inside, so none of that matters. And that's basically all I had to say about it. It's a beautiful plant. It's huge. It's lush. It's green. It's tropical. It likes heat. It likes humidity. It likes wet soil. It's a heavy feeder. Lots and lots. And I have the aquariums that I clean, and I clean out fish poo out of the aquariums. I'm going to use that to fertilize this guy because it will like the heavy, heavy nitrogen. So I'm going to just use straight fish poo to put in with the water here and there to give it a lot of fertilization. But I'll be showing the plant to you if it survives, which I think it will. And then I'll be showing it to you down the road and things like that. Keep in mind, you plant this, you grow it. After 8 months, when it puts out the shoots, you can dig those up and you can harvest those. You can also then spread it and put it into more containers if you're container gardening, or spread them apart to have, you know, have them in your yard in a way that you want that's ornamental, or you can let them grow together and not separate them out, and they'll grow kind of bushy, which is, I think that's gorgeous. They grow as kind of a bush then. If you just let one or so grow, they look kind of palmish. They've got the center bits and then the tall, big leaves come out of the top, but I like a stand of them. You know, if you live in a warmer climate, having a stand of elephant ear is absolutely beautiful. A great focal point in your yard. So anyway, that is our video on the elephant ear, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you have a really, really great day, and that you join us again. We're going to be here probably doing a lot of videos in quick succession here because there's a lot going on, and I don't want you to miss out on anything because there's just, everything's so neat and so exciting. So, all right. I'm going to go get back on with this. And I knew there was, I kept babbling because I knew there was one thing that I forgot. You want to plant them, the depth of these, you want to have it just above yeah, I keep wanting to say bulb, right about here. Yeah, the word's not coming to me now for that either. Corm. I wrote that down too. Terrible. There are certain words that's, you know how it is. Certain words stick in your mind and others don't. Well, corm's another one that doesn't stick in my mind. So you want to have it just above the corm, right up about there. All right. So these green things, that's going to be the plant, they'll be sticking out. Let me get that even closer so you can see. There's a nice, right there. These will be out of the ground, and then all the brown stuff will be under. This one will be under the ground with the soil just above it. And that's all you do. That's all you do. It's so simple. And caring for it, keep it wet, keep it moist, keep it fertilized. That's it. All right. Join us next time where we're going to be doing something else that's pretty cool. Thanks a lot. Bye now.